Okay, this is what happens when a dealer decides to do his own rebuild. This is Benny from Johnson Brothers Marine, and this is Benny's Bertram. Benny, what have you done? You've been watching too many Captain videos. What's going on?
You know me, I don't do things in halves, mate, and especially when it's my own. We discovered the boat, it was an existing customer, but the engine had gone. They're so sought after. Since I've owned the hull only, the offers I've had on just the hull have been crazy because they're just renowned as just being one of the best. They're actually unchanged. They're now the Caribbean. Its original condition would be exactly what you expect a 1988 Bertram to be like. Chalky gel coat, it was all white. It was all varnished wood, and it was very 1980s sort of style of boat. It was a whole timber bulkhead, all varnished. Basically everywhere you could see that was timber was varnished. They had obviously the big engine box in the back we pulled out. So we wanted to get as much room in this boat for fishing. I've set it up for fishing, but once again, it does actually make a good family day boat. Once we actually pulled out the old engine and were able to get access to the stringers, we found out the stringers are solid glass the whole way through. Wow. There's no timber. So we're like, great, check the floor. Floor's solid as a rock. So we got so lucky there. It was mainly the rebuild of the transom and everything like that, which the transom actually didn't have one bit of rod in it, but we changed it out so we could suit. We could put a live bait tank in it. I needed storage in the back. We needed, you'll see later on this screen in the back, and we needed it to hold a 330 kilo, 350 horsepower engine on a hydraulic jacking plate that weighs around about 20 kilos in itself.
The original brochure on this boat, albeit Caribbean, says they came out with a V6 petrol and the top speed was 25 knots. So you're planning on doubling the manufacturer's hull speed.
Can never have too much power. You know,
is she gonna hold together?
Oh yeah. From my own testing, I can go flat out and walk down the back. Hence, we've put a hydraulic jacking plate set back a right distance to make sure that the weight distribution is going to be the same as having a V6 petrol in there, and also the drive, where the drive would actually sit, is in the exact same place as where the stern drive would be propelling the boat. Fitting the Seastar jacking plate, massive plates on the inside just for the extra strength.
What are the advantages of the jacking plate?
Okay, so the higher the engine, the less drag, faster you go. When you're out in big swell and you want to keep the nose down or whatever, you can jack it down. This boat's actually got Lenco trim tabs on it. I've never used them. I never used a jacking plate.
So benefits of the jacking plate, you can trim it up. You can do this automatically from the helm?
Yep, I've actually got switching behind the wheel on the helm for the jacking plate. So when driving along, because it is actually quite a high speed boat now, you don't want to be letting go of the wheel. Even though I have got Seastar Power Assist steering and you can let go and it's not going to go anywhere or anything like that, you still want to be hanging on, especially if you accidentally over trim. Another real big advantage actually with these, with the jacking plate, is it will allow you to go into shallower water because you can lift the engine further out without it hitting the bottom. So,
and what, in terms of top end performance,
yep,
what sort of performance are you getting by trimming the jacking plate up?
Very rough numbers is every inch it comes up is about a knot, about a mile an hour faster. Every inch it comes up, but obviously you start coming up too far, you're going to get ventilation and things like that because we're not running race props. That's sort of your difference there. I've set this up so at full height is how I actually run it most of the time. When it's nice and smooth, the moment it gets rough, I'll put it down a little bit. Yep. These 350s like to be run high as it is because they run a duo prop, so they run higher than your standard outboard as it is.
What range of movement do we have?
This particular jacking plate, it's a 12-inch setback, and which means it sits back 12 inches, and its up and down range is 6 inches. So it's actually quite a lot of movement when you're talking about engine heights.
Are you happy with 6 inches?
I wish. Might be small, but it goes like a sewing machine, mate. So basically we're out here at the moment off Palm Beach. At the moment I've got the engine, I've got it jacked down slightly, but I'm going to bring it right up because we're in a pretty smooth water. So bring it right up, that's right up there. I can trim it up now by the other hand. You can hear the engine noise change, mate, possibly. But now we're trimmed up and it's sort of in go fast mode. So basically here I've got a complete C-Star power assist steering system, which is actually also integrated with an autopilot that runs through the Raymarine, meaning one finger steering. It's exactly like your car. When we redid the transom, obviously all this was all open. We've put all this in, so it's got now the live bait tank, deck wash. We've got the Raymarine Axiom Pro down the back, 12-inch. You know, just it saves you looking forward all the time. You know,
it's so yesterday looking forward. You get a sore neck. And,
so you're down the back. It's easy as. Then I needed a bit more storage. In here we've got all your power steering pumps, autopilot, things like that. And also while you're down the back, this is actually a remote control for the stereo. So once again, once you're down the back, you don't have to go move back up the front.
How much time did it take to rebuild this boat?
To rebuild it from actually start to end, there would have to be over 300 hours in it.